So in this question, we want to graph the following function, right, which is f of x equals to all of this. Now, in order to graph the function, we're going to use several tools. One of them is going to be the end behavior. The next one is going to be how do you use the zeros and whether it's touching or crossing the x-axis. And as well, we can use as well the y-intercept to help us with the graphing, right? Now, let's start with the easiest part, which is the zeros here, and their multiplicities, right? So here, the zero, what makes this parenthesis 0 is 1. The multiplicity of 1, of course, has exponents 1 here, so has a multiplicity 1, all right? And then we're gonna, the second parenthesis, we have minus 2 as a 0, and the multiplicity is going to be 1 as well, all right? And for the third parenthesis, so what makes the third parenthesis 0 is minus 1, and because we have exponents 2 here on the parenthesis, then the multiplicity will be 2, all right? So according to the multiplicity, if the multiplicity is odd, then it's crossing. So it's gonna crosses at 1, it's gonna crosses at minus 2, and it's gonna touch only, right? It's gonna be touching only at minus 1. So crossing, it could be either this way or this way, right? Going upward, downward, and touching means you're gonna bouncing this way or bouncing this way, right? On the zeros. Keeping in consideration that zeros are the dot points, right? Now, we know already the zeros, so let's put them in on the graph. Probably it's going to be better. So we have 1, which is, this is the point 1. We have minus 2 right here, and we have minus 1 right here. All right, so those are the 3 zeros. Now, what we want to do, we want to look at the end behavior. So the end behavior is split in two here. So we always have x is heading to plus infinity from this side. It means to the right side. And here x is heading to minus infinity, and that's going to be the left side. So x is going to the left, x is going to the right. Now, in order to study the end behavior, we need to figure out what is the leader here. Or the leader is not given to us, we have to determine it, right? So first of all, we know there is a minus sign here. So the leading term here for the first one is going to be x. The leading term for this one is going to be x. However, for leading term in here, whenever you make a distribution, x plus 1 squared, it's going to give you x squared, that's the leader, right? So we have x1 times x1 times x1 times minus sign, and that's going to give you x to the 4. So the leader is x to the minus 4, right? So here we're going to use x to the minus 4 as the leader. So what we're going to do with this is really simple. You're going to plug in whatever value is going to be the x. So we're going to plug in minus infinity into this expression, which is minus x to the 4th. So there is a minus sign, and instead of x to the 4th, instead of the x, I'm going to plug in minus infinity. And then I'm going to see what's going to be the result, right? So the minus sign stays as it is. Minus sign right now to the 4th is going to be positive, and infinity to the 4th is going to be infinity, right? Negative times positive is going to give me a negative infinity, and this is where the y is going to be heading, all right? So as x heading to minus infinity, the y as well going to be heading to minus infinity. Or the x can go only left and right, right? So left for negative infinity and right for positive infinity. However, for the y, it can go up and down. So for minus infinity, it means it's going down, all right? So the graph is behaving, is going left, down. We're going to do exactly the same thing for the other side, which is plus infinity. So we're going to plug it into minus parentheses to the 4th. we're going to plug in plus infinity in here. So this is the value of the x. So you're going to be plus infinity to the fourth. So positive to the fourth, you're going to be a positive. Infinity to the fourth, you're going to be infinity. And then you're going to multiply by minus sign. And this, as a result, you're going to be in minus times positive, you're going to be negative and infinity. So this is where the y is going to be heading. And we know this is, whenever it is y heading to minus infinity, that's going to be down as well. So the conclusion is going left down, all right, and is going right down as well. Okay, so now how can I use this information here? I think we are ready for the graphing, although I don't have the y yet, but the y-intercept, let me do the y-intercept. So how can I get the y-intercept here? This is equivalent to x equals to 0, right? So we'll just plug in f of 0, what will be f of 0 here. Once you plug it in, you're going to be minus 0 minus 1 times 0 plus 2 times 0 plus 1 squared. And this 1 times 2, 2 times minus 1, it's going to be minus 2 times minus sign, it's going to be a 2. So this is going to be my y-intercept. The y-intercept is equal to 0, 2. All right, 0, 2 will be right here. Okay, so let's try to get everything together right now. So we know, because the graph is coming from the left and down, we know the graph is coming from this side. So whenever coming from this side, you're going to hit the minus 2 first. And we know in minus 2, you're going to cross, right? So this is going to be crossing from bottom to top. And then you're going to be at minus 1. And minus 1 we know is touching, right? So in minus 1, it means it's coming from above. And let me zoom in. So it's coming from above. That means you're going to touch and bounce back. All right. And then in the end, we have for 1 is crossing again. So what we know here, that in 1, you're going to come from above because it's bouncing here. So it's still up. And then you're going to go again down here this way. So now if I want to put everything together, the graph is coming from this side. You're going to cross the 2, bounce, go down, and then bounce up again. You're going to go all the way to 2 because that's the y-intercept. And then you're going to bounce again down. All right. So that's more or less how you're going to look like your graph. And that's basically it, right?